Have you ever heard a story that sent shivers down your spine? A tale whispered among friends, shrouded in mystery and fear. These are the stories that keep us up at night, the urban legends that weave their way into our collective consciousness. Urban legends are more than just scary stories. They are a reflection of our deepest fears and anxieties, passed down through generations like whispered warnings. They tap into our primal instincts, reminding us that the world can be a dark and unpredictable place. From the shadowy corners of the internet to the campfire stories of our youth, urban legends have an undeniable hold on our imaginations. They speak to something deep within us, a fascination with the unknown and a desire to make sense of the unexplainable. In this essay, we will delve into the world of urban legends, exploring their origins, their impact on society, and the reasons why they continue to fascinate and frighten us. Join me as we unravel the mysteries behind some of the most enduring and unsettling tales ever told.
Why are we so drawn to urban legends? What is it about these stories that capture our attention and refuse to let go? Perhaps it is the thrill of the unknown, the possibility that these tales, however far-fetched, could be true. Or maybe it is the way they reflect our own fears, giving shape to the anxieties that lurk in the back of our minds. Urban legends often serve as cautionary tales, warning us of the dangers that may befall us if we stray too far from the beaten path. They remind us to be careful, to be aware of our surroundings, and to trust our instincts. Whatever the reason, there is no denying the power of urban legends. They have a way of getting under our skin, staying with us long after we have heard them.
One of the most well-known urban legends is the tale of the vanishing hitchhiker. This story has been told and retold countless times, with variations appearing in cultures around the world. The basic premise is always the same. A lone driver picks up a hitchhiker, usually a young woman, on a deserted road. The hitchhiker gives directions to a nearby location, only for the driver to later discover that their passenger has mysteriously vanished.
In some versions of the story, the driver learns that the hitchhiker died tragically years earlier and they have encountered her ghost. In other versions, the hitchhiker simply disappears without a trace, leaving the driver to question their sanity. The vanishing hitchhiker is a classic example of an urban legend that plays on our fears of the unknown. It is a story about the dangers of picking up strangers and the possibility that things are not always as they seem.
Another popular urban legend, particularly among teenagers, is the story of the Hookman. This terrifying tale centers around a killer with a hook for a hand who stalks young couples parked on Lover's Lane. The story usually involves a couple listening to the radio in their car when they hear a news report about an escaped mental patient with a hook for a hand. The boyfriend, eager to prove his bravery, dismisses the report and continues to cuddle with his girlfriend. Later, the couple hears a scratching sound on the car. The boyfriend, now terrified, speeds away, only to find a bloody hook hanging from the car door handle when they arrive home. The Hookman legend preys on our fears of vulnerability and the dangers that can lurk in the shadows. It is a story that has been used to scare generations of teenagers into being careful about where they go and who they trust. Section 5. The Clown Statue. Beware of lurking shadows. While many urban legends involve strangers and shadowy figures, some tap into our fears of the familiar, transforming everyday objects into sources of terror. The legend of the clown statue is a prime example of this.
This story typically involves a babysitter who is looking after young children in a large, unfamiliar house. The children warn the babysitter about a creepy clown statue in the corner of the living room, but the babysitter dismisses their fears. As the night goes on, the babysitter becomes increasingly uneasy about the statue. She calls the children's parents to ask if she can cover it up, only to be met with a blood-curdling response. The parents tell her there is no clown statue in their house and urge her to get the children out immediately.
The clown statue legend plays on our fears of the uncanny, the unsettling feeling we get when something familiar seems slightly off. It is a story that reminds us that even our homes can hold hidden dangers. Section 6. The Black Shuck, a harbinger of doom from across the pond. Urban legends are not confined to any one culture or country. They transcend borders and languages, adapting to fit the beliefs and fears of different societies. One such example is the legend of the Black Shuck, a terrifying creature from English folklore.
The black shuck is a large black dog with glowing red eyes that is said to roam the countryside of East Anglia, England. Sightings of the creature date back centuries, with some believing it to be a demonic entity or a harbinger of doom. Legend has it that encountering the black shuck is a sign of impending misfortune, or even death. Some stories describe the creature as being large and powerful enough to leave scorch marks on the ground where it walks.
The black shuck is a fascinating example of how urban legends can reflect local beliefs and superstitions. It is a story that has been passed down through generations, becoming ingrained in the fabric of East Anglian folklore. Section 7, the legend of Cropsey, when reality blurs with folklore. Sometimes urban legends are born out of real-life events, blurring the lines between fact and fiction. The legend of Cropsey, a boogeyman-like figure said to haunt the abandoned Willowbrook Mental Institution on Staten Island, New York, is a chilling example of this phenomenon.
The story of Cropsey is intertwined with the real-life horrors that occurred at Willowbrook, which was notorious for its inhumane conditions and abuse of its patients. Over the years, rumors spread of an escaped patient named Cropsey who lived in the tunnels beneath the institution and preyed on children. While there is no evidence to support the existence of Cropsey, the legend took on a life of its own, fueled by the very real fears and anxieties surrounding Willowbrook and its troubled history. The story became so ingrained in local lore that it was even featured in several horror films.
The legend of Cropsey demonstrates how urban legends can emerge from real-life tragedies, serving as a way for people to cope with fear and uncertainty. It is a haunting reminder that sometimes truth can be stranger than fiction.
Why do urban legends persist year after year, decade after decade? Section 8. The power of storytelling. Why urban legends endure.
What is it about these stories that gives them such staying power? The answer lies in the power of storytelling itself.
Urban legends are often told in a way that makes them seem believable, even if the details are outlandish.
They are typically presented as true stories that happened to a friend of a friend, adding a layer of authenticity that makes them all the more compelling.
Furthermore, urban legends tap into our deepest fears and anxieties.
They give voice to our worries about the unknown, the dangers that lurk in the shadows, and the possibility that things are not always as they seem.
By sharing these stories, we are able to confront our fears in a safe and controlled environment.
We can experience the thrill of terror without actually being in danger.
Section 9. Personal encounters and expert opinions. As someone who has spent years studying urban legends, I am often asked if I've ever encountered anything unexplainable or if I believe any of these stories could be true.
While I have never personally experienced anything supernatural, I have heard countless first-hand accounts from people who claim to have encountered the unexplained.
One story that has always stuck with me is the tale of a young woman who picked up a hitchhiker on a deserted road late at night.
The hitchhiker, an elderly man, asked to be dropped off at a nearby cemetery.
When the woman arrived at the cemetery, she turned around to find that the old man had vanished.
Whether these stories are true or not is ultimately up for debate.
However, the fact that they continue to be told and retold speaks to their enduring power and the hold they have on our imaginations.
Section 10. The cultural significance of urban legends. Urban legends are more than just scary stories.
They are a reflection of our culture, our values, and our fears.
They provide a glimpse into the collective psyche of society, revealing what we are most afraid of and what keeps us up at night.
For example, the legend of the Hookman reflects our anxieties about teenage sexuality and the dangers that can arise from engaging in risky behavior.
The story serves as a cautionary tale, warning young people to be careful and responsible.
Similarly, the legend of the vanishing hitchhiker highlights our fears of the unknown and the dangers of trusting strangers.
It is a story that has been told and retold for generations, reminding us to be cautious and aware of our surroundings.
By studying urban legends, we can gain a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us.
These stories provide a window into our fears, our hopes, and our beliefs.
Section 11. Conclusion. The enduring fascination with urban legends. In conclusion, urban legends continue to fascinate and frighten us because they tap into something primal within us. They are a reflection of our deepest fears, our anxieties about the unknown, and our desire to make sense of the unexplainable. Whether they are whispered among friends, shared online, or adapted into horror films, Urban legends endure because they speak to something fundamental about the human experience. They remind us that the world can be a dark and unpredictable place, but they also offer a sense of community and shared experience. So the next time you hear a chilling tale that sends shivers down your spine, remember that you are not alone in your fascination with the unknown. Urban legends are a part of our collective consciousness, a testament to the power of storytelling and the enduring human need to make sense of the world around us.